Good morning, YouTubers. Hey, I'm here today to talk about pickling of a very unique vegetable here in South America, in Ecuador in particular. It is grown in parts of Central America as well, in Cuba. This is called chayote, C-H-A-Y-O-T-E. And it's kind of a carbohydrate. It grows on a vine. It's very invasive, so almost anyone could grow this stuff. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. So what we usually do is mix it in soups and stews and things like that. Today we're going to pickle it, and we're going to add a lot of great spices to it, and it tends to absorb whatever you put it with. So it'll give it lots of flavor when we pickle it. Now the chayote is a very interesting fruit. It doesn't have hardly any fat at all in it, no cholesterol. It's about 2 milligrams of sodium. Potassium is 125 milligrams. So it's kind of like a banana, it's up there. It's about 4.5 grams of total carbohydrates, about 1.7 grams of sugar and 1.7 grams of dietary fiber. It does have 12% of the daily requirement of vitamin C, and vitamin B6 is about 5%, magnesium about 3%. So it's a wonderful product. We like to use it for pickling just because it has that nice crunchiness of a pickle. And again, it absorbs whatever flavors you like to put with it. So the first step in preparing your chayote is to wash it thoroughly, and then we have to peel it. And just either with a paring knife or with a potato peeler is fine. And we want to get all this skin off of there. Some varieties of chayote have little stickers that are attached to the skin. Those need to come off. Other varieties are stickerless, and so we like both varieties. They taste equally well. So we just get all this peeled off. And then we're going to cube it up. There's a few little seeds inside which you'll see. Take just a minute to get this peeled off here. I'll give the full recipe for the ingredients to the pickle brine that we'll be using for this. It'll be a sweet kind of tangy taste to it. It'll have lots of clove in it and some other ingredients which I'll give you the exact amount for it. Alright, so the chayote flesh is a little more light green to white. Once you get all this off of here, you can see it's a little less green. We'll kind of chop that little end off, and then we're going to cut it right down the middle, and we'll quarter it. And here's the little chayote seed right in here. We'll just cut that out. It's fine in the compost pile. It's just not very good to eat. And then we'll just dice it up in small chunks. About like that. Good individual bite-sized servings. All right, I'm going to go ahead and peel the rest of this and chop it all up. And through video magic, we'll be done when you come back. All right, we're back. We have the chayote all chopped up, and this should make about 6 jars worth. We use a 500 milliliter jar, and so you can see we peeled it, chopped it up. And here's our recipe. I'll try to zoom in on this. This is the same recipe we use for our watermelon rind pickles. We use, in this particular recipe, we're going to be doubling for 6 jars. So we'll actually use 3 cups of sugar. We'll use about 5 cups of vinegar. We'll use 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of pickle spice. We'll use, of course, 8 cloves. We're doubling everything, 16 peppercorns, and so forth. Now, we'll put this all into a non-reactive pan. I like to use these ceramic pans. Here's all of our spices, and we'll mix all of this together. And then we'll put this on the stove, and we'll bring this to a boil, and then just let it simmer for a few minutes. Then it'll be all ready to hot pack our jars and water bath can them. And we'll get back to you with that process in just one moment. Okay, we have moved to our outdoor kitchen, and we have our jars in the boiling water. All of our jars and lids have been run through the dishwasher, and now they are being sanitized in the hot water. And we have our brine, and we have our chayote, and we'll start taking jars one at a time. You have to be very careful you don't burn yourself doing this. And we'll start loading chayote into the jars. We'll fill the jar up, and just like with any canning, you only want to bring it up to just within about an inch of the top of the rim, and you got to leave enough head space so that the jar will seal properly. Water bath canning instructions can be found all over the internet. And this is what our mix looks like once we've boiled it and then simmered it slightly. Let me get another one going here. Falling behind on the job. We don't boil our lids, we just warm them up slightly, and make sure that they're sanitized really well. Make sure that they're a little bit warm. Now we'll pour our brine right in there with the chayote. This smells so good. Wish we had smell-o-vision. A little bit more. Alright, so that's about perfect right there. Now we'll wipe the rim. Place a warm lid on. We don't want to over tighten these lids. They will seal in the pot of boiling water, and at our elevation we have to go quite a long time to make that happen. We're up about 6,400 feet, about 2,000 meters if you will. And we'll show you the finished product as soon as they're all sealed up and ready to go. Okay, we are back, and we have finished pickling the chayote. And I know probably some of you have the questions like, why don't we use the ball canning jars with the lids and rings? Well, you just can't get those here in Ecuador, and they're just not available. So these are the jars that are locally made here in the province of Loja, and you see they have a nice cap on them, and that is indented, so we know it's been sealed. Otherwise, that would be protruding upwards. So 6 chayote made 6 jars, plus we had a few pieces left over. Going to be a gorgeous product. These are always flavorful, and after about 1 to 2 weeks is when we would consume this or sell it. We like to sell them. It gives it time to absorb all the true flavor, all the clove that's in there, the cinnamon, etc., and it lets it really absorb well. Makes for a nice crispy pickle, if you will. So there we are, 6 jars of chayote, and it doesn't take long at all, and it will store for at least a year in the cabinet and be nice and fresh as it is today. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe.